Hello and welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm your host, Julie Findlay, and I'm very excited about this next hour because we are in full swing fall. The colors are changing, the leaves are beautiful, it's nice and crisp and fresh, and we just want to be out and about. So we're going to dedicate this next hour on just how to do that. And my first guest, I'm so happy to introduce. They are going to be telling us what's happening in the city, the 5 must-dos that we should do in October. So I'd like to welcome Sarah Latouris and Vladimir Jean-Gilles. They are the management team and senior and junior and everything of travel media with Ottawa Tourism.
Thanks
for having us. It's like lots to say, but you are with Ottawa Tourism and you always keep us in the know. So thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Okay, 5 top. I know there's many things going on, but Vlad, I'm going to start with you. What's happening in the city?
So there's International Space Week happening in Ottawa. So it takes place from October 4th to October 10th.
Perfect.
But in Ottawa, because Yay Space, we're going to have it extended to October 13th at the Canadian Museum of Space and Aviation.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's going to be a wonderful experience for for families as well, where you'll be able to experience different sort of demonstration on how to live on the International Space Station, for example, or create your own space rocket and all that kind of stuff. So all the stuff that that remind me a lot of some of the memories I've made in childhood. Yes. So I'm definitely going to be there for it. So that's from October 4th to October 13th.
Okay, and friends, family, all hours that are open
Absolutely.
with the Aviation Space Museum. Okay,
Yeah.
and there is also the bike days that will still be happening, so people can almost kind of bike down there if they wanted to, right? It's pretty soft.
Yeah,
kind of fun.
outside.
Yeah,
It's beautiful
I know
out
it
there.
is so beautiful. Sarah, you always love the Museum of Nature. What's been happening there?
Yes, so we have a bittersweet news. So the Man Who Planted Trees is the exhibit that is coming to a wrap for October 13th. If you haven't been, you have to go. It is an immersive, it's opulence and beautiful. It's about a French shepherd who took it upon himself to plant trees, and it is about the importance of trees in nature. And it's a segmented exhibit. You'll go through, you stop, and every single stop within the exhibit has something new and educational about trees, but it's also very engaging, and it's like a work of art. It's just lovely.
I've had a chance, and it absolutely is stunning.
Mm-hmm.
You would spend more time. You kind of end up going through it twice because you don't realize how much happens. And what's so great about the Museum of Nature, I find, is you walk out and you start looking at things differently.
Yes.
Because of the education there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Okay. But it's going to end October 13th?
It is going to end October 13th. There is another exhibit starting up in the North Pole Gallery. It's all about the Inuit culture and Inuvik, and so that's definitely worth checking out. Starts this month, ends October 2026, as well as the David Suzuki exhibit is coming to an end this month as well, the Rewilding. So a couple of things you're going to want to check out at the Museum of Nature.
It's always revolved. We can't keep the same thing all the time, so this is your
Always
opportunity to do it.
something new.
And they've got some free days for families too, so people should take a look at the museumofnature.ca for that.
Thursdays are late.
Thursdays are late.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. What time are they open till?
I believe it's till 8 o'clock at night. Yep.
Yeah, which is great. Fantastic. Okay, this, Vlad, is one of my favorites, I think. I love it all, but the Ottawa Chocolate Show at Algonquin College, tell us about that.
So I'm mentioning that as a family event. That being said, I don't know how your kids are on chocolate, but so I just want to I just want to put the full disclaimer out there. I don't know how your kids are going to be on chocolate, but it's on October 25th at Algonquin College, where you're going to have this chance to experience products from chocolate makers from all over Canada, and you'll be able to go home with a few chocolate bar or 100, depending on how you feel.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, how do you could pass that to Sarah, is she okay? But with the chocolate, how does that work? Like, do you need to register? Do you need to
so you do need to register, and you'll be able to there's going to be different activities and demonstrations as well in presentation from different chocolate makers. And for the most part, you'll be able to, like I said, sample some, take some home, and ask questions about. And there's a lot about chocolate making that people sometimes don't know goes into it.
Yes.
And that in and on itself, is a lot of valuable information. So it's informative. And it's also chocolate.
Yeah, and it's also chocolate. You can't lose. That's a win-win.
You can't lose.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's bringing us nearly to the end of October, so we have some good Halloween stuff happening.
Yeah.
So, Vlad, let's talk to you first, Sarah.
Okay.
What's going on with Halloween?
So we are to talk about a couple of different things. So I want to bring up Saunders Farm, of course, located just on the kind of outskirts of the west end of Ottawa. They run Pumpkin Fest and Fright Fest.
Yes.
It's already started and goes right until November 1st. So Pumpkin Fest is probably a little bit more family friendly, and then Fright Fest. All of these are both on the weekends, I should mention.
Thank you.
And so Fright Fest is for, I would say, diehard horror Halloween fans.
I've never done it, but my kids have, and they love it. And it's just for some reason. But luckily, parents can go.
Yes.
And there's somewhere where they can have a drink with the ciders.
The ciders and the pizza.
And the pizza.
Oh my
there's
gosh.
so much.
Yeah.
So it's just a one-stop shop. You don't have to be scared out there, everyone.
But they also have a rating system.
Yes.
One chainsaw is an unsettling experience. 4 chainsaws is, I can't remember how they put it, but definitely gruesome. So just so everyone's aware. And there's jump scares. So
We have so much to cover, but we have 1 minute left.
Right.
Do you have a Halloween? You don't even need that. You're on,
Okay, well,
a Halloween costume party.
Yeah, so it's a Halloween costume party happening at a location called The Office, 202 Spar Street, where it's an opportunity for people, if you're not trick-or-treating, but you do want to have an opportunity to socialize, meet some people, all that kind of stuff. It's a Halloween social mixer. You'll be able to have some drinks, have some cocktails, have some interesting discussions, make some new friends, and very oriented for people who are just sort of like wondering where's something fun to do.
Ottawa Tourism, you do it every time.
Absolutely.
I love it. Everybody at home, if you didn't get all of this, there is a lot more on ottawatourism.ca.
Yes.
And you'll have the best October, and you'll be seeing them back soon.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun October.
Yeah.
Everyone at home, be sure to catch in on it. Welcome back. Well, I'm going a little bit old school with this map, but we need to because there's 72 kilometers, a trail that offers year-round adventure between Ottawa and Montreal. And here to tell us all about it is Eric Collard, director of the Prescott Russell Recreation Trail. How are you?
I'm great. Beautiful day.
Oh my gosh.
It's great to be here.
You've had a lovely season, eh?
Yeah, it's July was a little warm.
Okay.
But the good thing is the trail has got a bunch of trees. I actually did go out with my brother and his family on the trail near Van Cleek Hill. And for the covered part, we had a little bit of wind. Even though it was like 30, 35 degrees, it felt like you're in the middle of a forest. So it was actually a pretty pleasant summer for the trail.
Yeah, so tell us about the 72-kilometer trail.
Yeah, so it's sad, but a lot of people in Ottawa don't know it. Actually, there is a portion of the trail, because it's an old rail bed, that actually goes into Ottawa. So the Ottawa portion is 26 kilometers. It starts at Anderson Road and goes all the way to the outskirts of the city. The trail that I run is called the Prescott Russell Trail. So basically, if you want to see it on the other side.
Other side.
There you go.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's okay.
Stephanie. There we go.
So
and
it goes.
It's a real map, everyone. I feel like kids are not going to know it. Well,
But we have a digital version on our site too. So if you want to go new school, but basically, so you can see the trail go all the way from the outskirts of Ottawa, which is called Presque-Russell, all the way to the Quebec border, the town of Rigaud.
Wow.
So yeah, 72 kilometers. In the summer, people walk, people run, people cycle, and in the winter, mostly snowmobiles and cross-country skiing, fat biking. So it's actually used year-round.
So you have tracks for cross-country skiers to use?
Yes and no. There's
Yeah.
a couple loops that are
Yeah.
near the trail, and people can make their own tracks.
Absolutely.
The good thing about the winter is there's grooming for the snowmobile, so you can actually still walk on it.
Yes.
It's not, you're not walking to 4 feet of snow. So thanks to the Eastern Ontario Snowmobile Club, we can use the trail basically year-round.
Yeah. And have you done the 72 completely, one way and back?
Yeah, I've done more than that, but yeah, no, it's we're so lucky here in Ottawa. We've
Yeah.
got incredible amount of trail, and we're also part of the Trans-Canada Trail, so we've got access to go a lot of different places. It is, even on the weekend, we had a run with the Russell Run Club, a partnership with the Russell Run Club, the Presque-Russell Ultra. There was 20 kilometers, 50 kilometers, and 50 miles. People ran that on the weekend. And what a beautiful weekend.
Oh, it was so
Fall
beautiful.
colors. So we, this would be a great weekend for people to get out on their bikes. It's crushed stone, so gravel bikes are probably ideal. I've done it on my road bike, and I was fine.
Yeah, because it's the same texture as the Trans-Canada Trail. Like it's the, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
easy to
there's
do.
different portions. We do have a couple of paved sections in the villages, but yeah, I would say 90% of the trail is crushed stone, but it's fairly well maintained. So you know, you would have no problems doing it with a regular bike.
Yeah, and you're not just trails. You have some entertainment that you turned into a fundraiser that's coming up. So what's happening?
We're actually celebrating our 20th anniversary of the trail.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's fantastic.
It wasn't me. It was
Yeah.
the pioneers and the founders before me.
Yeah.
I've only been with the trail for just over 3 years, but I started doing stand-up comedy a few years ago, and I have a lot of friends that do this. So I started these comedy fundraiser, you know, where we're having fun and raising some funds at the same time. So we did about 10 of them, and then we're doing our biggest one yet, happening on Saturday, November 14th in Rockland, just outside of basically another 20 minutes after Orleans, and it's at Salle Optimiste, the Optimist Hall. And we've got some great local comics, and it's a fundraiser with us and Eco East, which is an environmental group in Presque-Russell. So all the proceeds will go to local nonprofits, and I
great.
guarantee you a fun night. We've got a partnership beer that we did with Broken Stick Brewery called Trail Signs.
Oh, yeah.
So a portion of the proceeds from the sale of that beer goes back to the trail.
It's delicious beer too.
And that beer or some of the beers from Broken Stick will be on sale that night. So it'll be a fun night, good entertainment, and it's what we call is comedy for a cause.
Yeah. And how's your comedy? Have you got can you give us a little outlook of what you'll be talking about? Or
I would rather keep it for the night of, so get people to come out. But yeah, I've done a few shows, and it's always fun. It's so much fun. It's kind of like the trail. You're having fun with friends, and you know, making people laugh and making people smile. Whether I'm doing it on the trail or in a comedy hall is some of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, and you also have a market that's running.
Yes, so every third Saturday of the summer, and our last one is happening Saturday, October 18th in Bourget, which again is just outside of, it's probably a half hour or 40 minutes from downtown, but just outside of the of Navan area.
Yeah.
So we have our pavilion in Bourget. Our pavilion is 14 acres. Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an old train yard, so where
Yeah.
they would turn around the train. So we've got lots of nature there. It's mostly all local, small producers. You can get some local meats, some local produce, some treats for your pets, some crafts. So it's a really small grassroots, but we've been running it for 3 years, and the feedback has been incredible. It's such a nice grassroots feel to it.
Yeah.
So every third Saturday of the month, and then our last one is happening on October 18th.
Well, it's also going to be harvest as well, so different things will be coming, so it's worth the trip. So this 72 trail, we were having a chance to chat with it in the green room. It actually connects to every other path, essentially, in Ottawa, so you can access it.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So we're part of what they call the Ottawa-Montreal Corridor Study with Destination Canada, and Ottawa Tourism is one of the stakeholders involved. So we're working on how to connect it better. So right now, the Prescott-Russell Link, which is the Ottawa portion of the trail, kind of ends in a field in Anderson Road.
Okay.
So you can connect it with the back roads, but we're working with the City of Ottawa and the NCC to have a true connection, a safe connection. The beauty of our trail is that it's a dedicated trail. I was on the trail last week and I saw little kids having their first bike ride because the parents don't have to worry about a car hitting them, right? So, and we see a lot of traffic, a lot of maybe older adults that are out there on e-bikes now. They can do 100 kilometers because they know it's safe and it's dedicated. They don't have to worry about vehicular traffic. So we're seeing that. It's just we want to have that same experience that you can connect to the rest of the Ottawa trails.
Yeah.
So we're still a few years away. We've been putting.
Oh, don't get me wrong. 72 trails of open easiness has been fantastic for everybody. Like, I don't know if you know numbers of how many people have gone on. Have you ever tried to?
Oh yeah.
Do you know?
We've got stats for the last year. We've had almost 100,000 visits.
Wow.
Which for a mostly rural area is pretty good. And
thank you so much. I'm going to have to let you go there. But 72 kilometers, you can find out all that information on the tag below. Thanks so much. Welcome back. I don't know if you know, but Bat Week is flying in October 24th to the 31st, and biologist James Page from the Canadian Wildlife Federation is here to uncover the secrets of these amazing creatures and how we can protect them. I know you're at home going, no, we do not need to protect them, but yes, we do. Welcome, James. Thanks so much.
Hey, thanks
There's
for having
lots
me.
of myths there, so I'm glad we've got the next 8 minutes to get through everything. But starting off, tell us about bats. What do we need to know?
Bats. So bats are one of the most diverse mammals in the world. They have the second most number of mammals, individuals, species beyond rodents. And bats are not rodents. They're their own thing.
Okay.
There are more than 1,400 different species around the world on every inhabited continent. Yeah.
What makes a species different?
Genetics, for one, habitat use. But yeah, they basically have evolved over thousands and tens of millions of years to be different. So they're all different species.
And how many species do we have that we're going to talk about in our area?
Yeah, we have 19 in Canada.
Wow.
About, in Ottawa specifically, 5 to 7, depending on where you live.
Okay, okay. So 5 to 7. So there's a risk of extinction of bats?
Yes. 8 out of all the 19 species across Canada are at risk of extinction.
Okay, what are some of the names of the ones that we should watch out for?
The main one in Ottawa we have is the little brown bat. That is, the population has declined by like 95% in a lot of areas, primarily because of a fungus that's attacked, that's introduced, that affects the bats and causes a disease called white nose syndrome, and wakes them up in the winter when they're hibernating in caves, and they don't survive the winter, a lot of them.
Oh,
so
that's
the little brown bat. Common one we'll have around here also is the big brown bat, and that one doesn't get as affected by that disease, by white nose syndrome, but also has other threats, and we can talk about those too.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about first, let's actually go to the threats. I feel like I see a lot of the big brown bats, and that's maybe the ones that we're seeing most of.
Yeah, although the difference between a big brown bat and a little brown bat is, like, despite the name, there's like...
Minimal?
Minimal, very minimal.
Okay, maybe they all look a little big.
A lot of people say, I see a bat, it's little and it's brown, it must be a little brown bat. But,
okay, and they do have some predators. Who are their predators?
Yeah, predators, well, their threats are mostly human caused, but predators are, owls or snakes sometimes that will get at bats. People's cats actually is a big predator of bats. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like birds, cats are really good at catching them.
Wow. I didn't think they flew that low. Or
yeah, they still will somewhat, and yeah, cats will kind of watch them as they emerge sometimes from a bat house or a building or somewhere, and try and grab them at that point.
Yeah, and let's talk about their homes. So some people say their homes are in their homes, our own homes. Okay. Yeah. So what do you suggest how we could protect them a little bit better?
Yeah, so and that's kind of one of the threats to the bats, especially the ones that survive white nose syndrome, because those are really key, because some of them are showing resistance. So we want to make sure we protect the ones that don't succumb to the disease. And so one thing that we can do is bats do roost in people's homes sometimes, or other buildings.
And why is that?
They're just really good.
They're just
habitat.
good at finding, yeah.
They used to obviously live in natural areas, but we've encroached on that, right? So now instead of a nice old tree that has a big cavity where the bats would stay for the day, there's a building there. And if there's a little gap, they're like, oh, this is a great, attic space for them to be in. They tend not to invade or get into the actual building. They tend to be in like soffits or attics.
Yeah.
But when people find this out, they tend to not want to live with them up there, so they'll do what's called an eviction. So they'll cause the bats to leave and they can't get back in. But it's really critical it's done at the right time of year. Because if there's pups in the building that can't fly and the mom leaves and can't come back, then you have pups trapped in the buildings.
And on Canadian Wildlife Federation, you have times where pups are born, or how often are they born?
So that's the other thing with the bat populations. They only have one pup per year. So they're not like mice, where mice might have multiple generations in 1 year.
In my backyard.
Or bunnies, exactly.
Yeah.
One bat will have one pup per year typically.
Really?
And so it's slow population growth.
Okay.
And so their pups are usually like kind of early summer, June, July. So we want to make sure we're not impacting the bats and the mothers while they're pregnant.
Yeah.
So if we're doing evictions, exclusions, that should be done kind of like early spring, like April at the latest, and then potentially in like October, September, October.
Okay.
And then there's going to be less impact.
Okay, perfect. What do bats do for us? You got to let everybody know, because it's amazing.
So mosquitoes.
Yeah.
People don't like mosquitoes biting us. So bats are a huge predator of nighttime insects.
Yeah.
They, besides mosquitoes that bug us sometimes, they provide about it's estimated $3 billion in pest control services for the agricultural industry in North America.
Wow.
So huge predator of crop pests.
Okay.
So they are key for our ecosystems.
They're key. Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I'm proud to say that our neighborhood association did put a bat house in our neighborhood. You have one here. If you put up a bat house, do families of bats count? Like, tell me how that works. Yeah.
So
in the area.
bat house kind of like bird houses, right? People put up a bird house for a single. Usually it's a single bird that would want to occupy a bird house. A bat house or bat box something like this size. This could house like 300 bats.
No.
They're quite small.
Okay.
Like this is like the max size. This is about a replica of about a big brown bat.
Okay, I'm gonna just hold that up so they can see.
And
the
they
big
would
brown
fit
bat.
up in,
Yeah.
land in on the bottom here. This would go kind of sitting up on a building.
Yep.
They would land here while the building is up. They crawl up inside and then roost facing downward.
Okay.
So you could get them huddling all throughout here, and there's 3 different chambers, and then bats will be kind of all huddled in together.
And they don't mind being together.
No, they like it. A bat house typically will have multiple bats using it, and they attract each other, kind of thing.
Okay, lovely. Where can people find bat houses, and where is a good place to place a bat house?
So we have designs. So we just finished up a 4-year study on bat house use in Canada.
Okay.
First nationwide investigation to the use of bat houses to come up with what's kind of the ideal design.
Great.
And this is kind of the minimum size we've found. We have all the details on the results and where to put it, and the sizing at helpthebats.ca. People can find the results and the guidelines on how to the right sizing, but also DIY designs on how to build your own.
Yeah.
And if you're not handy to build one, then there's a list of bat house companies that you can buy them from through our website.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Okay, we've got a couple of minutes. I did want to talk about the myths that people. I'd like you to debunk them, because I think people have this fear of bats. So tell us a couple that you've heard the most that you'd like to debunk.
And like the fear stems from one of the myths from centuries ago from Dracula, right?
Yes.
Vampires and bats sucking blood. There are vampire bats, not in Canada, and they don't feed on people. They're the ones that live further south. So that's one. They're not vampire bats. Bats are not blind. They can see really well, but they can't see at night, just like us.
Yeah.
So they have echolocation, which is a great superpower that they can navigate in the dark. So that doesn't mean they're blind, they can actually see. Another one is a concern. People will think bats fly into people's hair. It doesn't really happen very often. Typically when they're swooping down around us is that people are, they're picking off the mosquitoes or the insects that are flying around us. That's why we see bats swooping towards us.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned,
which is actually a good sign that they're doing their work.
Yeah,
You should be happy if you see a bat.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and the thinking of where bats go and what do they do at night. This bat, as I mentioned, or as I was talking about this replica, this little white tag on the back is a radio tag that part of the work that we do is to study bats and track their movements. And a tag like that we put on the back of the bat to find out where they're going from their roost site, maybe in a house, to a bat box, and where they kind of end up in their behavior and their movement patterns.
That must be so interesting. We have about 30 seconds. Where can we find all this information, and what else can we find on that website if we haven't covered it?
Yeah, so helpthebats.ca is where we have a bunch of information about bats. Like I said, guidelines on what a bat box is, what the ideal bat box. Some of these myths that I talked about, there are others too. General biology of bats, the different species that we have in Canada. So all that information is readily available and in French and English for our bilingual listeners.
Helpthebats.ca, you've got to do it. We'll be back with our next guest. Thank you.
Great,
I thought
thanks.
I'd missed something. No, you got it. Welcome back. I'm Julie Findlay, host of Ottawa in the Know, and I've got this lovely outfit to remind you that Oktoberfest, one of the world-famous German festivals celebrating beer, food, and music, traditions every fall. Well, here in the Pontiac region, we have the largest and longest-running Oktoberfest, and my next guest, Jen Melke, is here to tell us all about it. Welcome.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I hope you could show me some, maybe some phrases I could say if I'm wearing this.
Absolutely. You can say Guten Tag, which
Guten
is
Tag.
good day. You are also wearing what is called a Weissenhaus, which is a Oktoberfest heart. It's a gingerbread cookie with sayings on it. So Prost means cheers.
Oh, lovely. And these are going to be available at the Oktoberfest?
Yes, they are.
Okay, tell us about this longest running Oktoberfest.
Well, Ladysmith is a German settlement. So a lot of German families came over in the mid to late 1800s and settled in the region. And it had this unique, distinctive characteristic of being a German community in Quebec. And even, I think up until about the 60s, things like church was still in German. We still on Christmas Eve, still the last hymn is sung in German. And in 1985, there was a group of people who decided to get together and start an Oktoberfest.
Lovely.
And it's been running for 40 years, and that's really amazing considering how small the town is. It's 100% volunteer-led.
Wow.
The profits that we make from the festival are reinvested back into the community with different projects and charitable donations.
It's so lovely. So bring us through one of the, what's going to be your favorite day? First of all, it runs, when does the festival run for?
It starts tomorrow and runs until Sunday. And
I guess you can't pick a favorite day.
It's hard
but
to pick
when
a
you
favorite
get
day.
to the area, how big is the area?
You can't miss it.
Okay, perfect. So you're driving into Ladysmith, and it's going to be everywhere.
It's everywhere. I mean, the flags are up.
Yeah.
The community hall is being decorated. The food is being delivered today. The beer was arriving when I left last night. So
it was hard to leave then.
It was hard, but I'll go back later and help with the setup.
Okay, you brought lots of stuff to show because there is. These are beautiful. These steins. Are you going to have them for sale there?
No, we don't. This is from my own collection.
Oh, I know, because it is a big collection.
They're beautiful. So the stoneware mugs have always been around for. Over the years, they evolved and they started to decorate them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then they started to add the pewter tops to keep flies out
Smart.
of them. So smart that during the bubonic plague, it also became something that helped prevent the plague because the flies and
We're carrying it.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, and I like this one here. Is this one of your favorites, Sarah?
This is just actually that one's my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, just very well.
Show that. Yeah. decorated of just sort of stories that you could see on the steins.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And you've got some beer that is going to happen.
Yeah. So these are some of the beers that will be featured at Oktoberfest. There is a local brewery in Campbell's Bay, which is a couple of towns over, called Brauer Kaufmann, and he brews beer in a German style. And so you have a Hefeweizen, which is a traditional wheat beer. It's a little bit paler, pale ale, Helles. And this one is always dear to my heart. This is a darker ale, but it's called German Settlement. And that was what the region was known as.
Okay.
And so if you notice at the bottom of the can are all the
Stephanie's gonna get
families
it.
that settled Ladysmith.
Really?
Yeah.
That is lovely. And that has been happening since 1861 to 1890.
Yeah.
That is lovely. So all the families. That is so nice. There is so much fun that happens there. Does everyone come dressed up? Or is there...
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously optional.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do see
lot
see some lederhosen. I did bring, the leather shorts that were traditional within the Alpine region.
This is
For
lovely.
farmers, the leather was considered, the suede was considered a durable fabric, so you wouldn't wear it out as quickly. And the same with the dirndls. They were more for the maids and sort of
This is a
people
maid
working.
outfit?
This would be considered a
Oh.
maid, but maybe not as ornate. But then over the years, it became a little bit more chic, so to say, and then it sort of became the traditional wear
That's
for
beautiful.
Oktoberfest or for German celebrations.
Well, the colors are lovely too, and the nice stitching. Okay, but you do have an apron that you have there, but it's not
Yes.
called an apron. It's called a...
Oh, this is, I believe it's still called an apron. I
Okay.
don't know the name in German. But again, because mostly maids would wear this or working class, you would have the apron to protect your dress. And so, again, over the years, it evolved that there became a tradition with how you tie your apron.
Okay, well,
So-
we have a minute left. So there is what? You could tie it.
You could tie it so your left side
Yes.
means you're single.
Okay.
Your right side means that you are taken in a relationship, married.
Yes.
The front is more for a young girl, someone you wouldn't approach.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then the back is for a waitress, a widow, or I did Google this. Now it also means none of your business.
Okay, well, I might go none of your business, but I'm sure everybody knows. Thank you so much. If everybody wants to find out where they can take place, where it takes place and everywhere else, how can
Absolutely. So it's oktoberfestladysmith.com, and it's just over an hour outside of Ottawa. So great. I mean, Mother Nature has decorated
I know.
the
It's beautiful
whole
drive
highway
up.
on the way drive.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jen
Thank
Milky.
you.
And everybody, enjoy Oktoberfest. You cannot miss it. Biggest, longest celebration this fall. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Findlay, and I want to tell you, time and again, my next guest has come to my rescue. Family gatherings, weekends away with the girls, graduations and celebrations, and he's here to do it again. I want to welcome Executive Chef Devin Marhue. Sorry, thank you for joining me one more time. Sorry, I know your name so well, but I know. Time and again,
It's
you
all
really
good.
have come to the rescue for all of us.
Well, thanks, Julie. It's a pleasure. Thanks for Allowing us to be a place at your tables so many times, right? Over and over the years.
Yeah.
And we're doing it again.
I know.
So obviously,
Thanksgiving.
So it's a big time for us. A big time
Yes.
for most people. It's all about gathering. It's about getting friends together. It's about bringing people to your table, having great conversations. And I think the best way to do that is around food, obviously,
Yes.
right? That's the best way to do it.
It's yours and my favorite way to do it. And I think it's
Certainly.
a lot of people because it makes you sort of slow down,
It
enjoy
does.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people seem to have this rush of like, what am I going to do? What am I going to make? And I'm telling you,
stressful.
everyone at home, it's time and again, they could do it for you. But I do
That's exactly
realize
it.
you have sold out of your meals.
We have, unfortunately. So we do have a busy week ahead of us, for sure,
Yeah.
coming up starting next week. But we are offering a lot of the packages actually for the stores as well, too, for our retail
Yeah.
stores. So it's going to be available as of next Thursday. And we're going to have a lot of our offerings there, kind of, first come, first serve, starting on the Thursday and then going into the weekend as well, too. And obviously, it is a stressful time, right? Thanksgiving can be a stressful time for people. Making sure the dinner table looks fantastic, making sure everybody's fed. So that's where we come in. That's where we kind of take away that stress.
Yes.
Let us do all the cooking for you. And we have just a wonderful assortment and spread that will be churning out all week long, for sure.
Okay. First of all, I want to know, how do you do your turkey? That's always a big conversation
it is.
before and during and
for
after
sure,
Thanksgiving.
For sure. And it won't be a secret. I'll let you in
Okay,
on a couple
thank
little
you.
tips and tricks.
Okay.
So if you're unable to get the food from us, which is definitely, that should be your first choice, obviously.
Yep.
But if you can't, the best way that we do it, the technique that we found to really bring out the best out of turkey is really to separate the breast and the leg. So obviously the proteins are a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
So turkey can tend to be dry, and some people don't like turkey because of that reason. But the way we do it is we take turkey breast with the skin on, and we actually put it into a brine. So we do like a 2% salt brine with a little bit of sugar and some aromatics to give it a little extra flavor. And we allow that to sit overnight in order for that moisture to kind of reconstitute into the proteins, and it allows it to come out naturally juicy and moist and delicious.
Yeah.
So that's why we prepare the breast. And then underneath, as you can see here, we've got our dark meat. And I am a dark meat aficionado. That's sort of,
too.
that's what I gravitate towards,
Yes.
right?
But it could have been because my mom might have dried the breast.
That could be it.
Yeah,
That could be it.
yeah.
But obviously the legs are more forgiving. So the legs, we go through another sort of technique. So you've obviously probably heard of confit, duck
Yes.
confit. Very, very popular. Old school French technique, a great way to preserve the meat for longer periods during storage time, but also just a great way to make that dark, tough protein a little bit softer.
Okay.
So we cure it a little bit
Yeah.
in sort of like a salt mixture and a little bit of sugar. Again, some more aromatics, so warming spices like a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, some herbs as well too, some thyme and oregano. Allow that to cure for a bit, allow that to season the meat for a little bit, and then we go through a process where we rinse it, and then we confit it in duck fat. So, I mean, that is obviously the best way to do it.
Yes.
It's delicious, comes out super moist and tender, and
Yeah.
very flavorful as well, too. And so you have the best of both worlds. You have the sort of lean breast meat that's still juicy and moist, and then, of course, you've got the delicious dark meat as well, too.
Okay,
So-
and I'm glad that this is recorded and it will be on YouTube if anybody misses it, because
That's
that
right.
is great advice for sure.
Yeah.
You do have cranberry already made, you have the fixings.
We do. We have all the fixings as well too. So we're offering this year. So I'm a big proponent of, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Okay,
Right. And
yeah.
Thanksgiving is, a time for sort of classic, wonderful, delicious flavors that are very, near and dear to all of our hearts. So we've got some wonderful mashed potatoes with a little bit of brown butter as well too, so for some richness. And I like to contrast that with something a little bit more herbaceous and something a little bit lighter and a little bit sort of citrusy. So we've got a really nice parsley gremolata that we're pairing it with. That's going to go over top after you put it into the oven. It comes out nice and hot. You put this parsley gremolata on top. Contrast between the brown butter and the parsley and the citrus.
Oh my gosh,
it's
Devin,
quite delicious.
you're outdoing yourself
I know,
for
I'm
sure.
making myself hungry talking about it.
I know, it's very good. What I love about you too is your stuffing. You have regular stuffing and gluten-free.
And gluten-free as well,
That
too.
is
Yeah.
fantastic, very
Yeah,
hard to find.
exactly.
A
True.
lot of people, myself included, the kids make fun of me. I'm literally asleep by the end of the meal.
Right, of
but
course.
you do have delicious appetizers that you could start
We
with,
do.
and great for people to
Yeah.
bring if they're going away
100%.
to
And
somewhere.
actually, those
Yeah.
are available in our freezers right now. And so very simple, easy reheating instructions. It's all ready to go. It takes, no more than about 12 minutes of time. And you always want a couple light little nibbles, right?
Yeah.
Right before the big meal.
Yes.
Just to get people sort of like, enticed.
Ready to eat.
Ready to eat, exactly. That's sort of pre-eating before the full meal. So you've got some really nice Fogo Island cod fish cakes,
Yeah.
really delicious seasonal corn and herb fritter as well too, and then our very famous charcuterie arancini, which is like full of cheese and bits of charcuterie and arborio rice. It's fantastic.
It's delicious. And you make it so easy because the packaging is there. You heat it up in the packaging.
Exactly.
It's good to go.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually love Thanksgiving because of pumpkins and anything pumpkin. I know
course.
people either love it or don't love it. You have a variety of desserts to choose from.
We do.
But what
Yeah.
pumpkin are you showing us this year?
Yeah, so awesome. Great segue into that. Of course, the best way to end a meal is with something sweet, right? And I'm with you, Julie. I'm a huge fan of pumpkin pie. For me, it's not Thanksgiving if I don't have my
I
slice of
know.
pumpkin pie, right? With
Yeah.
lots of whipped cream on top.
Yes.
Best way to do it. So we have a really nice, our pastry team is, I'd say, one of the best in the city. I think our pumpkin pie is the best in the city as well, too. And
So
so we got a really nice
beautiful.
crumble that goes on top. Give it a little slice, a little bit of whipped cream on top, and you're good to go.
Wow.
If you want to add a little extra element, a little bit of maple syrup on top as well too. Great way to
nice.
add a little extra sweetness.
Yeah.
And then of course we have, if you're not huge into pumpkin and you don't want to make that the center point for your dessert at the end of the night, we do have actually our little mini pumpkin pies as well too.
What is on the top? Is that your whipped cream on the top?
It is, yeah. It's whipped cream, cinnamon whipped cream on top, and we've got some pumpkin seeds as well too for garnish.
Yeah.
Delicious, great way to end the evening. And of course we've got cookies as well too for the kids.
I was
Really nice
just going to
pumpkin
say,
cookies
yeah, and if
that
you
are all
do
custom
need
made.
any of these essentials, you've got your drinks there.
We do,
In fact, our kitchen
yeah.
is filled with everything Time and Again and essentials.
That's
So
exactly it.
everybody at home, please go to Time and Again. I'm telling you, you will not be sad. You'll be having a wonderful long weekend and celebration with your families. Stay tuned.
Happy eating.
Welcome back. What a great show we're having. It's fall. Like we said, we're all getting our families together. We're going to enjoy the outside. We're going to have lots of time. I really want everybody to get in the kitchen. I've got a secret for you viewers. That's why I'm here by myself. It is actually a celebration of World Egg Day on October 10th. And what the egg farmers of Ontario are doing is they've put out a contest. It's going to be super easy. You're going to make your egg dish, hopefully with your kid. That's what I'm going to be doing for sure. The kids love making eggs, or yourself, and then you share your picture of your eggs anywhere, because it's really Egg O'Clock Somewhere contest. So when you share that picture, you're going to tag Egg Farmers of Ontario, and your name is going to go right into a contest. Great prizes, including lots of eggs, lots of food, and Apple Watches. There's just so many prizes, I can't even tell you how many they are. But the reason I want to take this on is because eggs every day is really what is fantastic. And I know that this weekend that's coming, everybody's going to be involved in all their family ideas, and every weekend's busy in Ottawa. So I'm going to give you a few fresh ideas from getkraken.ca, and that's where you're going to go for all your inspiration. And some of mine starts right here. I've got this morning go-to casserole. It's so easy and quick that it takes no time at all. So right away, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some frozen, actually, I've got a cheat. It's frozen hash browns, about a half cup, and I'm going to crack 6 eggs in there. And this is a fun thing about eggs. There's so much protein in these little guys that is going to get you through the day. This is going to feed the whole family. We're just going to do 6 right away. Have fun with your kids cracking eggs. Try not to get those shells in, but it does happen. We're going to crack those in. And what I've done is I've set the stove on to 350, and I've got a 9-inch square pan. See, there's my little eggs in there. Square pan, and I've got some bread. I've taken egg bread, and I've just layered the bottom just like this. And it's ready to go. And it's good to use day-old bread as well because it soaks things in. I'm just gonna whisk this together, and I'm gonna add in just a quarter. I've made a half cup of shredded cheese. I'm just gonna take out a quarter cup of the shredded cheese. I'm gonna mix it in. I've also cooked 4 slices of bacon, but then another cheat is just having bacon already made and crumble it up. I've got that. Here, I'm gonna mix it up. And then once I've done that, I've taken about 125 milliliters, which is about a 3/4 cup of mushrooms. So mushrooms are in season all year round. So this is a fantastic way to add anything that's in season into your Good Morning casserole. I'm just gonna add those in. And I'm literally just going to pour that over top of our egg mixture. I'll move it over. There you go. pour it in here. Lovely. It's going to soak up all of the bread. This is only going to be in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes until you get a fork ready. You just put a fork or knife in and it just comes out nice and smooth. But before we put it in, we are going to add the rest of the cheese. And local Ontario cheese is so fantastic. It's lovely to go to the markets on the weekends, meet your local growers, meet your local egg farmers. They've got farm fresh at our local markets. And it's just a lovely way to get going in the morning. So you can actually have that at evening with another salad or another protein if you'd like. But what I love is the next one. Anytime I have the kids home, it's lovely to have out a breakfast fajita or an egg fajita. You could have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So the first thing that I find kids love to do is make eggs. One of my first recipes too was making eggs, which I guess wouldn't be a recipe, but what I loved doing was French toast, which is another fun thing, is just cracking eggs. So really what I've done is I've made this is about 10 eggs, and I've added chives to them. You can have them add anything else they want. And then you're literally just getting your tortillas out, and you're getting all the mixings that you think your kids would like or what they would like to add. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of the eggs to one of my tortillas. And this is actually a great snack to send to school too. Just make sure it's all wrapped in and kept well. But just add, we've got some nice fresh red peppers. We've got yellow peppers that are in season 2. We've got some fresh cherry tomatoes. I've been known to make my tortillas a little too big, so you might see it happen here. But of course, fresh green onions. Again, if looking for things in season, make it nice and fresh. And then we are going to add a bit more cheese, and voila, you've got a perfect little breakfast, lunch, or after-school snack on the go. So make sure you take advantage of that. Of course, salsas are great too. And then one of my last recipes, I am loving the idea of this. This is like a bruschetta sheet pan egg dish. So here's the final right here. I'm gonna show you how easy it is. Just this many ingredients. I've got eggs ready to go, and they're gonna be over easy or over hard, however you'd like it. But what I've done is I've got already 2 cups of cherry tomatoes or plum tomatoes or whatever's in season, but you're gonna cut them up into tiny bits. You're gonna add red onion, and I did about a 3/4 cup, a clove of garlic. I've got some balsamic glaze, and I also have balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of each. And I've got a little trick here that I love doing and making it easy for kids to get in the kitchen. You just put a cover on that, give a little shake around the house. They could jump around, everything gets mixed in there. Of course, if you don't want to do that, you could easily just put it on the pan and do it yourself. You're going to turn the oven on to 350 again. You're just going to put all this lovely bruschetta right here, spread it out evenly. You could use a smaller pan. I'm just showing you a small example of this. But what's so fun about this is you spread this out, and then you take ricotta cheese. It's a nice thick cheese. It's made in Canada. It's local. And we're just going to do a dollop of cheese, and you're going to make a little well here. I'm just going to make a few to show you how easy that is. And then you're going to take 2 of your eggs. Let's put this here. You're going to crack it, and you're just going to put the egg on top and just settle right on that well. And then I'm going to crack another one. I knew it wouldn't settle on the well. Let me just get that back on there, everybody. Super easy. I didn't make my well very nicely, but it will settle in there. There you go, without cracking. And then we're going to do another one. I think I did this well nicely. And then you're going to put it in the oven, and you're going to cook it for up to 10 or 15 minutes, any way you want to make sure your eggs the way you like them. So these recipes are more. Please take full advantage of World Egg Day. It's World Eggs somewhere, and you'll have a chance to win lots of prizes. GetCrackin.ca. You're going to have a lot of fun with recipes, and I'm so happy you joined this hour. I hope you had fun with all our guests. We look forward to seeing you again soon, and have a lovely day, a lovely week, and a lovely weekend. Thank you.